Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video today about coherence. All right. And three main reasons to do this video. One, understanding coherence for everybody really will make you a much more powerful person. You'll get rid of a lot of frustration in your life. Will help you really much more easily really create what you want to in life. Two, if you have a Healy, you will have recently gotten or soon will get a free coherence program downloaded to your device. And this program is designed to help get you into the frequency of coherence and make everything I'm about to explain much, much easier. And number three, if you know how to do muscle testing and you have a Healy, I'm going to explain some ways that you can quantify what your coherence is in different areas. And in fact, if you don't have a Healy, this will also be actually quite helpful for you. So the first thing I want to do is explain what coherence is, okay? And somebody like Marcus Schmieke, who created the Healy, or a guy like Dr. Joe Dispenza can probably explain it in more technical detail. But I'm the guy about making it super simple and practically applying it for you. So this is one thing I go over quite a bit with my own personal coaching clients, and I've had a lot of experience with it. So taken from Joe Dispenza's work, well, actually, first of all, let me say this. Coherence is it has to do with alignment. Alignment, and you can have coherence in multiple areas. But alignment has to do with real stability and connection to important things, but also flexibility at the same time. And I love Joe Dispenza's conversation about the three important areas you need to have in alignment to create what you want, the three areas of coherence. And I'm going to go over those really quickly and explain them. The three are heart coherence, coherence of intention, and coherence of emotion. Okay? So the first one, heart coherence, when you have very low heart coherence, the way I like to explain it is you're overly focused on the problem and unaware of divine intervention and connection. So corresponding to low heart coherence would also be low heart rate variability, measurement of stress in your physical body. And if you feel overwhelmed a lot, you're faced with situations, you're not sure how you can handle it, so you're freaked out. Well, that stresses you out, and it's also evidence of low heart coherence, because one thing you're doing that creates a lot of stress in your life is to limit the potential solutions to what you can actually bring to the table. Okay? And you're disconnected from divine intervention fundamentally. Okay? So when you improve heart coherence, you shift your gaze. A lot of times people will have this type of tunnel vision approach to life, super focused. And they think they're being really responsible when they do that. But all you do when you do that is you limit your field of view, you limit your options, and make it really difficult to be very powerful and creative. One of my mentors said this, he goes, tranquility breeds creativity. And so one of the most important things about increasing your heart coherence is to make sure you're doing things that you really love, okay? Things that might feel irresponsible to you. One of my mentors said this, he goes, when I have a problem in my ministry, first thing I do is go fishing. Now to some people that'll be like, oh, that looks so irresponsible, right? Because when I'm sitting on my fishing boat, I can easily hear divine guidance and insight, but not so much when I'm sitting in my office. So increasing heart coherence one of the ways it can start is just by changing how you're standing, moving, breathing. And as I look up and I look around, you'll notice that almost automatically you want to take a deep breath. And that deep breath is a sign of your nervous system shifting. And as I look up and look around, one thing you'll notice is that now I can see things in my peripheral vision where I couldn't before. And typically the beautiful solutions are in your peripheral vision. And all of a sudden you come up with incredible insight, easy solutions to things that were difficult. You're like, aha, bam, it's fixed, right? So that's a little bit about heart coherence. You know, to really step into heart coherence, you have to really believe that you're unconditionally loved, to believe that you're more of a child of God than an orphan. And the next thing we're going to talk about is coherence of intention. So coherence of intention just means that I know that I am a powerful person, that I can create things, and I know what I want to create. So to have absolute clarity, okay? And the third thing is the level, and it has to do with coherence on the volume and the quality and the tense of the emotion you're experiencing. So you have really two options in life, either being reactive or proactive. And when you're reactive, you tend to allow your current circumstances to impact what you're thinking and feeling and saying and doing. And as a result, you really only create simply more of your current circumstances. Or you can use your God-given imagination and your belief in divine intervention and your clarity of what you want, and make a deliberate decision with your emotions and with your imagination, and see yourself in the desired end result that you want, and have such strong corresponding emotions to it that much of your being think that's already happened. And when you do that, then your imagination and the deliberate proactive emotions that you harbor will impact what you're thinking and feeling and saying and doing, and you can start creating what you want to in life, and it's a beautiful thing. One way I like to describe it is it's the need to get pregnant with something. You see, a pregnant woman cannot yet hold her baby, but she already loves it, and she already feels she has a baby. And to create what you want to in life proactively, you'll have to get pregnant with the vision for it to such a degree that much of you thinks it's already happened. So those are the three key things. The last one, coherence of emotion, it's the last one especially, but all of them together also are some of it a good description of whether or not you're in faith or not. And faith is the thing that produces things. Faith is what gives substance to what you've hoped for. So part of coherence of emotion never pushes out what you want into the future. So that's a little bit insight for you. Now, if you know how to muscle test, and muscle testing is just a simple yes or no response from your subconscious or from your physical body on whether something is true in alignment or false and out of alignment. And if you can use this simple binary process of yes or no, you can find out, you can start measuring things, If someone asks me, am I 20 years old or younger, I say no. 20 year older, yes. 40 year old, yes. 50 year old, yes. 60 year old, no. 51 or yes. Or older, yes. 52 or older, no. Then they could deduce from that I'm 51. So one thing to do if you want to measure your level of coherence in those three areas, because the more clarity you have on where you are, anything you measure in life really you can improve. So if you have real clarity about where you are on these three things, then you can start getting insight and using tools to improve it. One of the best ways to measure it on a scale is something called the map of consciousness. And the map of consciousness is from a book called Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. And it kind of delineates the two different ways you can go through life: in force or in power. And when you operate in force, you tend to push things and they'll push back, and you can get things done, but it requires a lot of energy. And when you operate in force, your value and your identity are firmly rooted on your personal performance, how people treat you, how institutions honor you. And there's not a lot of rest there. But if you can operate in power, and when you operate in power, you're very firmly connected to divine unconditional love for you. And when you can connect to that divine unconditional love, then there's peace. And there's also the ability to be very wholehearted. And being wholehearted means just, you know what? I am going to absolutely go for it. And I'll still probably fail. And it will hurt, but the failure can't put guilt and shame on me anymore. Right? So on the map of consciousness, the very bottom is shame, level 20. The very top is enlightenment, 700 to 1,000. And about 250 is the turning point between force and power. So if you measure your level of consciousness regarding coherence in those three areas, it will give you very good insight. For example, you would say, hey, my level of consciousness regarding heart coherence includes 75 or more, 100 or more, 125 or more, and you go on up. Now, one thing you'll find is that the level 500 is a bit of a sweet spot on the map of consciousness. The reason for that, it's at the top of the map of consciousness, but it's the area in the map of consciousness where things go from hope to faith, where it goes from, hey, good things are going to happen in the future, to it's now, and all real prosperity, physical prosperity, financial prosperity, is always in the present tense. And so you can measure your heart coherence, coherence of intention, and level and quality of emotion in those three areas on the map of consciousness. So personally what I found is a lot of times I will keep an eye on those different areas of my life just so I can improve them. And lately I've been playing around with actually just the heart coherence program and only using the program itself twice a day and not any other type of affirmations or anything else to improve coherence in any of those areas. And what I've found actually is that just the program itself has really been incredible. I'm seeing numbers in the 600s, 700s, sometimes 800s in those three areas just using this program now, given the underlying fact that I've done a tremendous amount of work previously for myself. That factors in a bit, of course, but for me, I'm actually quite impressed with this heart coherence program from Healy. If these results are accurate, what I'm finding, just that one program and its ability to shift that for you would be worth the entire purchase price, because what you'll find, your ability to actually create what you want to in life and operate in the flow state will radically improve. Anyways, hope that's helpful. If you need any help on that, any questions, let me know. If you don't know how to muscle test or really want to study a lot more about what I just shared, I do have a resource available at teachmefrequency.com, and you can check that out for free for a couple days, and after that it's ridiculously reasonably priced. But there's a long course on muscle testing, hours of teaching on the map of consciousness and how to apply it, and a lot of other very helpful things. So hope you all have a great week and that this is helpful for you.